I've been moved to come on again. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna slap out a 2-2. We're gonna go over some things that took place in 22 probably, and some things that's probably still taking place. But you gotta let go. You gotta stop giving the pass gas, and that's just the bottom line. There it is. Yeah, you have to stop. You are your brother's keeper at the end of the day. I gotta park my car. You know what I'm saying? You're your brother's keeper. You have to stop giving the past gas. Okay, that is the message. And how do you give it gas? Somebody may ask. Well, through your emotions. You see, when you get it past gas, you go into grief, you go into anxiety, panic, dread. That's the manifestation of staying in the past, my friend, and giving it gas. Thinking about the past relationship or your past marriage that didn't work and they with somebody else, and a lot of folks in 22 got caught up in the twin flame drama. Yeah, you got a lot of people right now who have to really take a look at themselves, because they waited all this year for somebody to come back to them that wasn't even checking for them, and here we are on 2-3. You got a lot of folks that sat there and listened to a lot of things over and over and over again about the masculine and the twin flame and nothing has produced any fruit, because you made that your main focus, the outcome of the twin flame, right? Instead of working on yourselves. But hopefully people learned their lesson with that. But let me park my car. Oh, you guys can't even see me. Hold on. Yeah, a lot of things. I never got caught up in that twin flame drama. Never. Dang. Never got caught up in the twin flame drama. Okay, can y'all see me? Okay, so hold on. Let me park my car real quick. Oh, like that. Okay, let's get started real quick, because I don't want this to be long. But we just taking a look at over some things that happened in 22. People really need to reflect, and because people actually sit here. I know about 5 people that stayed on YouTube about this twin flame, waited, and these people, this feminine energy or this divine masculine energy, never called them, never checked in. I mean, nothing, and they believed in that. You know what I'm saying? So you got a lot of crisis going on. A lot of folks crying because it's like, what illusion and delusion. People are uh, lying to themselves. Yeah, it's a lot of that going on. But anyway, let's get to this insert real quick. I want to read. So, to overcome this era, advanced souls will be asked to incarnate into human form. I don't want to, you know what? Okay. All right. So to overcome this era, advanced souls will be asked to incarnate into human form, then live amongst man and woman to become man and woman, then attempt to wake up. Okay. Remembering their sovereign origins. Sovereign me. You know what, you guys? That remind me. The other day, it was so, it's just so creepy. Just so, I went to the corner store real quick, right? And just was gone for a few seconds, matter of fact. Let's get on this. And I came back, and my Simba was barking. But my dumb butt, I'm looking around, right? I'm looking around. I'm not looking down. I'm looking around. Because he just barking, going off, going off. I'm putting the key in the doorway, right? You guys, I felt something on my leg. And it was this little funny shaped ass, fuzzy ass dog that was shaped funny. I don't know what the hell it was. It didn't bark. It didn't say a word. It was the weirdest crap. I mean, it didn't do nothing. I was like, most animals, dogs come up, they skedaddle, you know what I'm saying? Or they bark. I'm standing there at least for a good 2 minutes. This sucker didn't even bark. Simba's still going off, and I'm like, Simba, what's wrong? What's wrong? And this whatever it was, dog, was just sitting there like at the door. It took me a couple of days to get over that. And when I said get out of here, it just went up. It didn't even turn around. It just went do 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 do. Then the other day, it's been a lot of animals coming to the door. Dogs, stray dogs. There was a cat the other day. Simba was at the door. They coming to the door. What do y'all want? It was a cat. And so I came outside. Simba came. I let Simba out first. I didn't know it was a cat. So Simba came out the door first. You know, he got down. Boom, the cat went into the bushes, but the sucker didn't keep going. It just sat there. I was like, huh? So I threw a rock at it. I did. Get out of here. What are you staring at? Not with these green eyes. What is you looking at? I mean, just staring. Get out of here. Anyway, let's get back on the subject, you guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, this just made me remember that. Sovereign origins is typically mean, if I can remember, somebody, a high, somebody, a matriarch, somebody's high in stature, headquarters, you know what I'm saying? Godly like origins. And create a change in the human collective consciousness from within. Truth then would ripple. See, truth then will ripple outward from each advanced soul's awakening heart, right? That energy gonna vibrate, stimulating and then leaving the hearts of those around them. So when you're around a awakened person, it actually heals you. It will actually heal you, especially if you want to be healed. Now, if you still is on some type of chaos or low vibrational energy or frequency, then it's not going to work. But if you want to be healed and you get around a person that has awakened themselves to their sovereign origins, right? Okay? And you come around that person, you're going to start awakening, you're going to start to heal. Okay? These were the advanced souls to overcome the error. Okay? It was anticipated each awakening soul would be met with great resistance by the dark side, and that many, perhaps all, may be lost in battle. Okay? All right? So, you know, folks want to stay on the love boat, though. Okay. They want to keep docking in different ports and stay on the love boat, right? Okay. Okay, you hear what it said, right? And it was anticipated each awakening soul would be met with great resistance. So sometimes it's not always people. It's these cosmic principalities and higher places. Right? That's who it is. You're going to be met with great resistance. And what does that mean? Your thoughts, like I said, will get you caught. Great resistance. The flesh is your resistance. The flesh is your adversary. It's your flesh. Okay? Because your flesh is going to call to the desires of the flesh, and the spirit's going to call to the desires of the spirit. Okay? All right? Within the realms of free will. And that's what messes people up, is that free will shit. Yeah. Yeah, that free will. There would be no guarantees, because Father's not going to bend your will. He ain't going to make you will, and he ain't going to make you nil. And that's what this deception is. He's not going to make you do it. Right? Any karma that's going on, or any hooky pooky or hocus pocus stuff is going on, you created that and you brought that to yourself because of your thoughts that got you caught, and because the vibration you was on, and because of the frequency you have attracted. Now you are on those rims. See, you're attracting all those entities, see, that feeds on that kind of stuff, right? Yeah, because Father has free will. I'm telling you, you have to resurrect yourself. You have to resurrect yourself. I done said it 1,000 times in my videos. You have to resurrect yourself. Of course, you're going to be helped and guided, but you have to resurrect yourself. Because when we descended, I'm going to say me, for instance, the dark side been dealing with witchcraft, all that tarot and all the cult practices, and they didn't supposed to, but they did it anyway. That's how the advanced souls got bedazzled, right? So I'm going to take me, for instance. I don't know what happened. My memory, I still have memory. Because I can remember, as far as a little girl, I used to stare at the stars all the time and say, I want to go home. Didn't know why I was saying these things, but I'm just saying I always had memory. I didn't know anything about any intuitive or stuff like that, or clever. I didn't think about stuff like that. I just thought about, you know, different things that a child should have been thinking about at that time. All right? So some of our memory is lost. So you have to awaken. You have to attempt to wake up. You have to attempt to wake yourself up, remembering your sovereign origins, not this flashback, right? Not making your goal to be married, not making your goal to get a man and have a relationship in love. That's not what the goal is. Now, that happens, but that's not what the goal is, okay? So it says many. It says many. It says many. Many, many, many. Perhaps all, or it says perhaps all or many. Perhaps all or many may be lost in battle. I'm going to do another video too. Yes, perhaps all or many or perhaps all may be lost in battle. Serious, that's serious business within the realms of free will, because you get to choose what you want to do. You get to choose what you want to do. Father's not going to intercept that. He want to see what you going to do. See, yeah, it's a cold game. It is. It's a cold game. With the risk, there could be no guarantees. There's no guarantees that people are going to awaken. There's no guarantees folks is winning the battle. There's no guarantees. It said perhaps many or all may be lost in battle. There's no guarantees. Still, a greater probability was that any progress would at first be slow, but in the same way that a dripping tap would fill a bucket. Truth will awaken in the hearts of men and women, drop by drop, until an ocean of enlightenment swept around the planet, moving the human collective consciousness out of the reaches of the dark side once and for all, right? It was a grand plan, and each of the elders confirmed their agreement. No sooner had they agreed than the energy of acceptance and commitment, okay, river back to their respective home world consciousness. And those who were of significant evolution on their own journey back to source were asked to take a slight or perhaps significant detour. Yeah, them detours is a motherfucker. Yeah. Slight or significant detour. Of course, coming to Earth does have some advantages, but most incarnations on the planetary home world, those outside the quarantine zone, are relatively safe with lessons for advancement, carefully structured and for most part assured. Each, however, had become such an energetic cesspool by celestial standards that for the first time, entrance into this karmic environment ran the risk of greatly increasing their return journey home by becoming lost. So I'm going to explain that paragraph. Okay, Earth became such a cesspool, right? According to the celestial standards. It was an energetic cesspool, it says. All right? It was a karmic environment so dark. It increased in risk of people getting lost. From coming back home. Dramatically exhilarating if they managed to overcome the profound limitations and vibrational heaviness of the planet. This a journey to Earth could significantly advance the soul's growth and development or significantly delay it. And a lot of people has been delayed here. Yeah. Some people have advanced and their soul has grown, and some people just it's delayed. Of course, the risk to those who would answer the call weigh heavily on the council members. If advanced souls become bedazzled by the glamour of the earthly realm or seduced by the self-focused dark side energies, they ran a risk of falling asleep for good, missing the window for return and recycling to a lower existence for millions of years before ever realizing another opportunity to advance towards source. They would indeed become a lost soul. Thousands of years later, the human Bible would make reference to this phenomenon when it said, and even the elect would be deceived if that were possible. All right. Theus was confident, though he had foreseen, despite so much pain and suffering, a number, especially brilliant lights, would respond. He said brilliant lights would respond, would incarnate, and would create shifts in the human collective consciousness. And if this failed to stimulate significant movement within the remaining cycle of time, they would always activate the twin flames. Okay, that's when the twin flames come in. All right. Not sleeping with your twin, not creeping with your twin, not peeping with your twin. Advanced souls may do that, but twin flames, no. Twin flames is here for battle. The masculine and the feminine energy balance inside you. Once you get that balance, even just probably about 90% of it, energetically, you and that masculine counterpart comes together, and that's the battle. Right? Okay? All right? So what happens here, the advanced souls were sent out first. They failed. They had to activate the twin flames because the twin flames won the battle before. Right? That's why. So the advanced souls were sent into battle first. They got bedazzled by the earth realm. They got lost. And it tells you. And people are potentially is at risk of not ascending and at risk of being lost for, I mean, it says millions of years. A lost soul. And recycling into a lower existence for millions of years. Like lower existence. Let me give you an example. Like people, we're all born, okay, came from mother, came from your mother or whatever, right? And people start out normal, but as time go on, they fight these battles, they get lost in it. And you see it every day with our homeless people, lost, talking to themselves. They didn't start out like that. You know, neighbors and family members you knew that was just fine, and all of a sudden they just snapped. That's a lost soul, my friend. Okay, that person's soul has descended in to the point where they can't pray, they can't come up, they can't see, they can't do nothing. That's in the lower existence, and you don't want to get like that. You understand? So this is what I'm saying. You can't be dazzled by the earthly realm. Seduced mean by sex, anger, all that, gossiping, all that. That's being seduced. Okay, and then you'll be reduced, right? So let me finish real quick and let you guys go. So the cycle of time, they would always activate. They said they would always activate. So if we fail to stimulate significant movement within the remaining cycle of time, if we fail to stimulate folks to wake up and look into themselves, you got to look in the wind and all that good stuff, then they will activate the twin flames. Energies, it says twin flame energies are so powerfully potent they had succeeded before in the face of adversity. Surely they could succeed again. They call it the Aegidirus twin. With the Aegidirus twin, y'all remember those? I can't even pronounce it right. When they was connected, right? Flame energies agreed to split into the masculine, feminine aspects of God. So that's how the twin flames answered the call. They was always together, but they answered the call and they split. See, into the aspects of the feminine energy of feminine and masculine energy of God. As one soul into two bodies, and against all odds attempt to reunite on earth and begin a return journey home so as to light a pathway home for humanity. He prayed they would. Okay. With this decree, this was a decree was made. It was the collective's role to implement and oversee the plan, a divine plan to bring the souls of earth and many incarnated star families back home to their point of origin, which is God, not God the man with the white beard that sits amongst the clouds, not the God, the goddess who roams naked in the forest, but the God, the source, the unknowable essence that is present in every atom of every molecule upon the planes of existence, the force that brings about the union of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. See? So when people are not stopping anything, when it's time to activate and integrate, that's exactly what's going to happen. There's nothing you can do about that energy. It's an energy, right? The force that brings about the union of the divine masculine. There's a force that's going to bring about the union of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. There's going to be a force. And not a force like force, but a force of cosmic energy here. Let me see. That both creates and destroys every moment of every aspect of time in no time. That's cold. It's just going to destroy every moment of every aspect of time in no time. And this the call went out, and it was said amongst the many that never has a planetary race of such potential been in so great of need and so at risk of losing everything. It was a race both against the tyrant time and the forces of darkness, a race where victory was quietly confident outcome. But then the dualist realms, such as on Earth, things never seem to go quite the way they should. And thus there remain the possibility, however small, of failure. The dark aspects of the unseen world had grown strong in the past and as manipulators of free will. So they manipulate your free will. That's what they do. Their recruitment drives may well continue to be successful. So they have recruitment drives. Okay? The fall of humanity that had occurred many millions of years before referred to the profound drop in vibration. Yeah. So the planet dropped in vibration. That's what happened. The consciousness, it dropped in vibration. Collective consciousness. Okay? So that's it, y'all, with the original blueprint for the free will experiment. You hear people talk about it, our men folk on YouTube all the time about the experiments. This is an experiment. Had been designed. Duality became the foundation by which free will could express itself. The one light became split into light and dark, male and female, in and out, up and down, hot and cold, and so on. Then both sides of this equation agreed to honor the free will of any soul or energetic being. So, let's talk about it. I'm glad I didn't get off real quick. They're like the twin flames in your masculine energy. Right? You respect that. He chose the dark. He chose his queen. You respect that. Yeah. But see, real twin flame energies know that. We don't have a hard time dealing with that. It's because it's a code in you. It's already coded. You see right here, because we said it already. It was already decreed if you did that. It was no stress. It was no broken heart, nothing. You're already coded like that. So those who are not coded like that, that means that it's not your twin. If you're crying all the time about a person, you can't get over them. No. Yeah, it's coded, right? To respect the free will of any soul or energetic being. And that means getting into their energy. That means being all that. You're supposed to respect any soul or energetic beings, such as angels, that participate in this experiment. While the forces of light kept their side of the agreement, right? Listen good. Kept our side of the agreement and honored free will. The dark side used every trick it could to summon, to manipulate a certain circumstance, a certain event to this decree. In order to ascertain whether the true light could find its way back to its point of origin, all souls upon incarnation on earth agreed to pass through the veil of forgetfulness. We agreed to pass through the veil of forgetfulness. And in doing so, forget their divine origins. All beings once on earth could only be helped if they asked for help. Of course, not remembering that such help even existed left them at a distinct disadvantage. The dark side, however, would be benefit just so long as it could prevent all souls from remembering who they truly were. I told you guys it's about the game of souls. Let the truth be told. It's about the game of souls. All right? They want to keep you from remembering who you are. So they keep you distracted with, I need a man. I want my twin. I want my soulmate. I want this. I got that. I'm lonely. I'm angry. Gotta be in a relationship. Gotta be reveling. Gotta say this. I mean, I'm telling you. Do your fact check. So the dark side, however, benefits just as long as it could prevent all souls from remembering who they truly are. If the dark side keeps souls focused on mundane, day-to-day matters, their desires for sex and food, for shelter and conditional love. I couldn't have said it no much better. They said it perfectly. It can maintain control, right? And you won't be able to roll. The dark side greatest triumphs were in engineering of religions around the beings of pure light who arrive periodically to stir the souls into remembrance. Religion became as one insightful human would one day note. Through the forces of fear, many a man, woman, let me see, through the cycles of birth and death, forgetting a little more each time they held within them the very God essence, seeking unsuccessfully in an external world. So I guess every time you reincarnate, you forget. It says every time you incarnate through birth and death, you forget more and more of your God essence. Okay, so we're gonna leave it right there. Yeah. So I hope you guys can get something out of that. Yeah. So it's important. You have to resurrect yourself. And that's just the bottom line. So I'm gonna come back, you guys, and we're gonna slap out for 22. I just wanted to give you guys some of that. So those who hear it, baby, don't fear it. But you have to awaken yourself. It's so important to do so. And you have to do this. Your divine spark starts in the dark. I say that all the time, right? You have to do this before you hit that ground. You have to do this before your expiration date. If you do not wake up before you die, you're going to come back. That means you don't remember it, and you're not going to remember again who you are. Okay? So it's very important. So the dark side keeps you distracted, right? Keep you focused on a past relationship. That was a ship that been in all kind of ports that then sailed away a long time ago, right? Got you stuck on this label, and you made yourself a cable with this twin flame energy, right? People don't see that, okay? Got to watch reads about how he feels, what he likes, what he don't like, what he want to do, right? Keeping you self-focused on mundane matters, sex, love, and conditional love, because when you focus on that, that's conditional love, right? Oh, he chose you. I mean, our words, he chose you. Really? Nobody chooses nothing. Nobody is an option. Okay? It almost like adoption. You understand what I'm saying? No. Right? So you have to remember, they're going to keep you focused on mundane matters, love, sex, drugs, alcohol, and the number one thing is conditional love. Not real love, condition love. I'm with you because you got money. I'm with you because your sex is great. I'm with you because condition. I'm with you because you are a nice person. I'm with you because condition. We had a baby. Condition love. Conditional love. Okay, so gotta go. So everybody can flow. This is Free to D at the VIP. So we'll be back real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna go to the tap room. We're gonna dance a little bit. All right. And like I said, stop giving the past gas. You gotta stop giving the past gas. It's gonna make you last, man. I'm telling you. You gotta wake up and remember your origins. I don't care what nobody's done. See, that's another thing. People that's working in that dark shit, right? It don't matter. You gotta remember your divine origins. So they remember they evil origins, right? They tapped into that dark side. But like I said, always twin flames. You got one dark and one light. Everybody got a choice. If some of these masculine energies would have chose the light, hey, it ain't got nothing to do with who he's with. He didn't choose the light. He chose the dark. Okay? So he couldn't get that spark. If his counterpart chose the light and he chose the dark, but people is saying, no, he chose this partner. No, he chose the dark. Okay, so what happens was he wasn't on the same frequency or the same vibration as his counterpart. That's exactly what it really is. He's on the same frequency and low vibration frequency with the person he's with. Right? So he can't feel his counterpart because he ain't messing with the light. So of course he can't feel her. Of course he can't feel that energy. He can only feel what he's in the field for, that dark energy. Right? Okay? So gotta go, you guys. Y'all got me talking. Bye. Have a good one.